God is coming. The final trailer for Venom: The Last Dance has been released, and to the surprise of many Venom fans, Knull not only has been mentioned, but actually shown. We see him and his long white hair sitting on his throne, as we also see a glimpse of the hive mind and what looks like Carnage and Riot potentially in there, maybe codexes and stuff, we don't know. With that being said, there are probably a lot of you who aren't comic fans or Venom fans that are probably wondering who Knull is. This video is going to cover everything from the beginnings of Knull all the way up until his imprisonment. Not the entirety King in Black story, but his origin story. Everything that we're going to be using is going to be taken from the Venomnibus from Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. So here's everything you need to know about the former King in Black in 4 minutes or less. It starts in the void, where a creature floats in the vacuum of what would later be labeled as space. Suddenly, light awakens him. Knull, the god of the abyss, is not happy that his territory is being cluttered and invaded by celestials. He takes offense to the gods looking at his home and deeming it incomplete and malleable like clay. Knull was angry. Knull then creates a sword from his being and with one swing decapitates one of the celestials. This defiance led the gods to banish Knull to darkness. Only unfortunately for them, Knull was right at home. Knull, now living inside the decapitated head of the celestial, forges the first symbiote. He creates a sword from his being, and through the flames and hammering forges a new weapon, the All Black, the Necro Sword, the God Slayer. Now, if you recall, symbiotes have an acute weakness to high-pitched sounds and fire, and that's because those symbiotes have a weakness and remembrance of how Knull forged the All Black Sword, with the flames of the Celestial Forge and the hammer clanking away. With this weapon, Knull set out to destroy light and everything it brought with it, killing countless enemies in his path until he and the Warrior of Light, who was empowered by the Enigma Force, fell onto a planet where someone stole the Necro Sword from Knull and left him stranded. After Knull was left stranded, about a century had passed, and Knull discovered that he can imbue his living abyss, as he refers to it, to lesser creatures. By doing so, he can send them out to different areas of the galaxy and learn what is happening throughout space and more. This in turn created the symbiote hive mind with him at the center. With it, he could see and control symbiotes remotely across the galaxy without moving a muscle. His conquest over the light would continue until he reached Earth. Reaching Earth with his symbiote dragon we know as the Grendel, we see it attacking people in the past who were asking about Beowulf to come help them. As Grendel continued to attack them, a wandering drunk passed by the battle. That wandering drunk was Thor. Thor, with a lightning bolt, smites Grendel, which would lead right back to Knull, affecting him as well, separating all connection that Knull would have to every symbiote across the galaxy, which would then in turn lead for those symbiotes to find new hosts, new minds, which will lead the symbiotes to betray their creator. We always thought the name Clintar was the name of the race of symbiotes, but no, it was the secret the symbiotes bore. The symbiote homeworld of Clintar, when translated, means prison, a prison that Knull was inside of. Knull was betrayed and imprisoned by his creations, but his prison would not be his end.